Greetings, brothers and sisters. Welcome back once again to Kendo Farms, Maxfield Creek edition. That's right, we're here today. Today is going to be a scorching mother... Wow, it's going to be hot, man. Tomorrow's going to be even hotter. If you've been following the weather at all, we're out here in Oregon. If you've been following the weather at all, we're going to actually hit hundreds of degrees. That's very unusual for Oregon. We're talking probably 105 degrees tomorrow. And so we're prepping these plants, getting these plants ready for the heat blast that's coming this way. You guys already know my man Andy Boney, right? He's got a Supreme Grower shirt on there. Booyah! That's right, repping products, right? Got my Indo Nation shirt, Kendo's Indo Nation. Always repping and prepping. But yeah, we want to talk to you about how we're preparing our gardens for this heat wave that's coming, right? And there are multiple different ways to do it. Many people use a lot of the products that we're going to highlight, and not necessarily the products, but the compounds that we're actually going to highlight right now. But we're going to highlight specific products that we're utilizing out here in our big ag operation. These are big ag products, big ag solutions. That's right. Talk a little bit, Andy. Tell me what you got going on.
Well, like Ken said, first of all, we've implemented our heat stress protocol ahead of this heat wave that we're anticipating. So over the last week, we've implemented a few products that we feel will help us continue to allow the plants to grow through this stressful time. Basically, one of the first products we used was the Myco Bioboost, a product many of you have already seen us speak on. We did this basically because we wanted to inoculate our root zone with a healthy fungus to allow the roots to efficiently absorb and utilize any and all moisture available ahead of the...
Sorry to interrupt. What is the name of that? What is the name of that glomus and the new name, the new designation?
Well, as it's listed on the label for Myco Bioboost, it is Rhizophagus irregularis.
Wow.
Thank you. Say that once or twice real fast. Also known as glomus intraradices. Again, another tough name to spit out. So, like I mentioned, we inoculated with Myco Bioboost about, let's see, would have been 4 days ago now, giving the fungus a chance to colonize the entire substrate, the entire, basically in this case, the pot, all the soil in the pot, to come in contact with the roots and establish itself ahead of the heat. So in saying that, you know, a few of the benefits and advantages, like I mentioned before, the fungus will actually help the roots absorb and retain moisture as the soil begins to dry out in times of heat.
Oh yeah.
Through times of high evaporation, again, the fungus will act as a sink, allowing the plant to retain moisture and utilize it at times of high stress.
Oh yeah, beautiful, man. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, and this Myco Bioboost, as we were talking about before, if you've seen the other videos that we put out, it is a product that comes out with no carrier agents. It's alive right off the bat. These propagules are alive. They come out, they immediately go to work in your soil. They immediately come alive and go to work.
One of the next products in our arsenal that we have implemented in our heat stress protocol has been Kelp Boost from Vega Labs. We apply Kelp Boost as a foliar, again, approximately 3 to 5 days ahead of any anticipated high heat environments or high heat days. So 3 days ago, we foliar applied Kelp Boost on all our plants here. What Kelp will do for the plant is a few different things on a few different levels. First of all, it supplies a load of potassium directly to the node level, so it is applying nutrition directly to the plant at the node level that can be then utilized. From there, the cytokines within the kelp will actually help with plant defense mechanisms, help the plant more readily and rapidly activate its natural defense mechanisms in times of heat stress, basically allowing the cells within the plant to become readily mobile and active, then thus allowing them to activate the natural plant defense mechanisms. And from there you have the betaines. Betaines will also help with the defense mechanisms of the plant and will also allow the plant to continue to absorb and utilize nutrients. That's big in this time of high heat because typically during times of high heat plants will shut down. Stomata will close, transpiration will come to a cease, will cease to happen, and then photosynthesis basically stops. At that point, the plant stops growing. By applying kelp ahead of heat, allowing the plant to continue to grow through that stressful time, will actually allow your plant to maintain natural growth instead of shutting down, which it normally would do.
Thing of beauty. And you know, doing the foliar application as well as doing an application at the soil level enables a plant to be completely ready today, right now. When you do the foliar application, again, this is from another video when we were talking about hobby applications of the kelp and the grow boost and such. When you do a foliar application, that compound becomes immediately available within the plant. The plant is able to use that compound from the leaf level. It's available right now. When you do a soil application, it takes a couple of weeks for the bacteria to break it down, transfer it to the mycorrhizal, which at that point the roots will take the product, the compound, from the roots after it's been broken down, and now transfer it back into the plant, up through the root system, up through the feeder tube, and allow the plant to actually take that and utilize it within the plant structure itself. So you're giving the plant an immediate benefit by doing a foliar application with kelp. From my understanding, there are some people that might dispute this. However, science and cause and effect. I've been doing this for 40 plus years. I have seen the effects that kelp as a foliar application and kelp itself has on a plant. And so, you know, many people can say what they want to, but again, 40 years of growth, many people have seen my end product. Many people know me very well as far as, you know, my basic knowledge, right? I'm not, you know, Andy is very educated. Andy knows all the terms. He knows the Latin names for all this stuff, man. I can't keep it all in my head, man. It's just ridiculous. Very intelligent, and many of these other people are very, very intelligent as far as knowing what they're talking about. But I would dispute the fact that kelp is a waste of time and that foliar applications are not the way to go in growing top shelf A++ cannabis. What's our next product we're talking about, brother?
So lastly, we have Armour Boost. Armour Boost is our silica product. We like to apply silica, again, a few days ahead of a extended heat period. And what you get from silica, the benefit you actually get from silica is a strengthening of the cell wall within the plant. What that will do actually for the plant, well, first and foremost, it allows it to maintain rigidity within the stem itself. But it'll actually help the cell regulate its moisture retention. Help the cell absorb and retain moisture through times of heat stress, and allowing evaporation to be controlled actually by the plant.
Oh yeah, silica. Oh yeah, this silica product is a thing of beauty. It's derived from, was it potassium silicate?
Potassium silicate.
Potassium silicate, and it is micronized as well. It's the only silica product that I have ever used that when you apply it to your water, it doesn't cloud the water, right? From what I understand, speaking to Steve Blackburn, my man Steve Blackburn, Supreme Growers Vega Labs, the reason for that is what it's derived from and how it's derived and the micronization of it, right? Being micronized and being such a clean product, it's very, very easily absorbed through the leaf structure. We actually only use the silica as a foliar application, simply because at that point now it's readily available to the plant right now, as we spoke about a minute ago. It's absorbed into the leaves through the micronization process. It just is absorbed right directly down into the leaf structure and available to the plant right now, today, immediately, which is what you need when you're facing something like this. Another thing that I might add when we're talking about heat and heat stress, never ever feed your plants prior to when you know you're going to get a heat stroke, when you're going to get a heat stress. When you're in the throes of summer, when it's going to be hot and you know it's going to be hot, scale back on your fertilization process, because when you fertilize too much and you're going to have heat problems, that plant has a huge problem with, you know, the amount of fertilizer that you apply to it. And you're going to see lots and lots of crispiness. You're going to crisp your plants up. I've seen it many times. I've done it. I mean, You know, one of the things that Andy and I like to say is we've killed more plants than 90% of people have grown, right? And I think that's a measure of, you know, a learning process, right? Unless you just keep killing plants the same damn way, which then you fall into the Einstein, quote of, you know, insanity is doing things the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Well, that's not us. We don't expect a different result doing the same thing over and over again. So just remember, when you're going to have heat, you need to prepare for it, right? The kelp, the silica. The other day, a good friend of ours online, Cam Timbo, he put up a post. He also highlighted aloe vera, correct? Aloe vera, absolutely. Absolutely, another great product. And what was the other one that he highlighted as well?
Humic acids.
Yeah, humic acids. Well, we provide humics throughout the process. Many of the products that we use actually have humics and fulvics in them. So, you know, we're feeding our plants humics and fulvics. I also have a secret sauce that I'm using right now that's a amino acid type compound that provides lots of humics and fulvics. We're not actually using that here. I'm working that into my regimen on my hobby garden just to make sure of, you know, what the, damn it's hot, just to make sure about how that works out and, you know, what the benefits are to the plant. I keep great logbooks, I keep lots of information down on pages so that I understand the growth. But at this point right now, I'm seeing growth of double and triple the size of my bud development overnight. We're talking overnight. I made a video the other day. My man Sean was out at the house, and from the time that he was there at the house to now, those buds have at least quintupled, if not 6 times, their size from that day, which is great. I mean, that's incredible. I'm really excited about the progress. So, what we really like to point out: be smart, be ready, check the weather, check your farmer's almanac, know what the weather's going to be like 10 days ahead of time so that you can prepare yourself, so you can prepare your plants and be ready for that heat blast or that cold or whatever's coming. On that note, I'd like to say much love and peace from Kendo Farms.
Stay cool, y'all.
Booyah.